Hi, Sara. Before I begin, I would like to acknowledge that I'm on stolen land. I'm coming to you from Sydney, which is Gadigal land, and this is, was, and always will be Aboriginal land. That sovereignty was never ceded, and that I am here as a guest. I am a daughter of people who have been dispossessed, and I'm here complicit in that dispossession. Thank you for asking me to ask you these questions. I have been burning to ask them, and even more so to hear your answers to them.
Hi, Sara. Thank you for being with me today virtually to ask me questions about my book, Muddy People. I'm really happy that you're here, and I also would like to extend my acknowledgement to the traditional owners of the lands in which I'm on now, in which this book was written on, the lands of the Yagara and Turrbal peoples. And I pay my respects to their elders past and present, and recognise that this land was stolen and never ceded.
So without further ado, firstly, tell me a little bit about your book, Muddy People.
So Muddy People is all about the story of my family as we migrated from Egypt to Queensland in Australia in the early 2000s. Stories of growing up as a little brown Muslim girl in a white dominant community, as well as stories of, the evolving relationship I've had with my parents over the past 26 years.
What is your favorite story from your book, Muddy People?
There's a story that appears early in the book about the first day that we arrived in Australia. And in that story, my dad goes to the shopping complex that's across the road from the place that we're staying to get us food. And all of the shops are closed because it's Sunday, nothing was open on Sundays, except for one produce shop, which had its roller doors open. And so my dad goes there and sees one man inside sweeping the floor. And my dad says, I need to buy food. And the man says, no, I don't work here. I'm just the cleaner of the complex. You can't buy food today. The shop's actually closed. My dad persists, oh no, I need to buy food for my family. My family needs to buy food for my kids. And the man continues, no, you can't. Anyway, they go back and forth for a while. And then finally the man gives it and says, fine, take what you want. I don't care. So my dad starts collecting fruit and proceeds to the checkout. And the man reiterates again, you can't pay for this food here. There's no one here to take your money. And that frustrates my dad a little bit. He says, I'm not going to steal. I'm not a thief. I have to pay for what I'm taking. And then the cleaner says, fine, sort of to get my dad to go away. He says, fine, just give me $10. And so essentially that day, my dad technically but unintentionally stole from that shop, and the cleaner just pocketed $10 for that. And I think that moment really accurately captures the idea that, we're here in this place trying to do the right thing, but it can sometimes be a little tricky figuring out how to do that.
What do you hope readers will get out of this book?
I hope that readers will be able to embrace an imperfect migrant Muslim girl. One that's a little bit awkward, who makes mistakes, one that's a little bit gross sometimes. And while I didn't seek out to write the migrant Muslim story, I did write one. So I hope there are some moments in there that other young people from migrant backgrounds, from minority cultural backgrounds, from minority religious backgrounds are able to empathize and connect with as well.